कान्हा कन्हैया नंद लाला, कान्हा कन्हैया नंद लाला, हो मुरली वाला ऐसी बजाए मुरली, मुरलिया जादू वरे। कान्हा कन्हैया नंद लाला, हो मुरली वाला ऐसी बजाए मुरली, मुरलिया जादू वरे। कान्हा कन्हैया नंद लाला, हो मुरली वाला ऐसी बजाए मुरली, मुरलिया जादू वरे। देखो कुंवर कन्हाई ऐसे रास रचाई, ऐसे तान सुनाई, सुध बुध सब बिसराई। देखो कुंवर कन्हाई ऐसे रास रचाई, ऐसे तान सुनाई, सुध बुध सब बिसराई। आहे बड़े ब्रिज बाला, हो मुरली वाला ऐसी बजाए मुरली, मुरलिया जादू वरे। कान्हा कन्हैया नंद लाला, हो मुरली वाला ऐसी बजाए मुरली, मुरलिया जादू वरे। कान्हा कृष्ण मुरारी, गोवर्धन गिरधारी। काहे मत की पोरी, सुनते नीचे बारी। काहे बड़े ब्रज बाला, हो मुरली वाला ऐसे बजाए मुरली, मुरलिया जादू वरे। कान्हा कन्हैया नंद लाला, हो मुरली वाला ऐसे बजाए मुरली, मुरलिया जादू वरे। माकन चोर दुलारा, नत गत सबका प्यारा। मन मोहन मन बावन, नाम रते जग सारा। माकन चोर दुलारा, नत गत सबका प्यारा। मन मोहन मन बावन, नाम रते जग सारा। माधव मुकुंद मधवाला, हो मुरली वाला ऐसे बजाए मुरली, मुरलिया जादू वरे। कान्हा कन्हैया नंद लाला, हो मुरली वाला ऐसे बजाए मुरली, मुरलिया जादू वरे। कान्हा कन्हैया नंद लाला, हो मुरली वाला ऐसे बजाए मुरली, मुरलिया जादू वरे, मुरलिया जादू वरे, मुरलिया जादू वरे।
प्रेम से बोले श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. Umar?
Come in.
Come a little bit forward now, Ravi. Come again.
Hi. Hmm? What happened? What happened, honey? What happened?
Eh?
You hear the baby cry? Huh? You hear the baby crying?
प्रेम से बोले श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय.
So Baba said Jai.
I did do that. I didn't get away so easy. Prem, you see what Ravi do? He said he needs to look for a towel and have a towel with him. Putting the hands together, closing the physical eyes. We all pray and concentrate upon that Divine Master as we bring this evening session to a katha. Let us all pray. Om Gajananam Bhutaganaadisevitam Kapita Jambho Palasar Bhakshanam Umasutam Shokavinashikarkam Namami Vigneshwar Parapankajam Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Saraswati Rupena Sanskritam Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaram Gurur Sakchat Param Brahmam Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Nagendraharam Trilochanayam Bhashmang Ragaya Maheshwarayam Nityaya Shudaya Digam Bharayam Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya Om Anjani Garbhasan Mukhom Vayuputro Mahabam Kumaro Brahmachari Cham Hanuman Me Prasiddha Me Om Bhurbhuvasvam Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasyam Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonam Prachodayam Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunektu Saha Vidyam Karvabahim Tejasvina Varhitamastu Mahavidvishabahim Om Shanti Shanti शांति शांति हरि। प्रेम से बोले श्री गणेश भगवान की। सीताराम 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 सीताराम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। 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 सीताराम 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 सीताराम। श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय 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 राम जय जय राम। सीताराम 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 सीताराम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। 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 सीताराम 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 सीताराम। सीताराम सीताराम सीताराम। श्री राम जय जय राम। 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 प्रेम से बोले श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। उसको नहीं देखा हमने कभी, पर उसकी जरूरत क्या होगी। हे माँ तेरी सूरत से अलग भगवान के सूरज क्या होगी, क्या होगी। उसको नहीं देखा हमने कभी, तू क्या देवता भी आंचल में पले तेरे है स्वर इस दुनिया चले दुखियों के, क्यों गम की गदा भर से ये हाथ धुआं वाले, क्यों धूप चले दुखियों को, क्यों गम की गदा भर से ये हाथ धुआं वाले, रहते हैं सदा सर्दी हो, तू है तू अंधेरे बात में हमें सूरज की जरूरत क्या होगी। हे माँ तेरी सूरत से अलग भगवान की सूरत क्या होगी, क्या होगी। उसको नहीं देखा हमने कभी, कहते हैं तेरे शान में जो कोई ऊंचे बोल नहीं, भगवान की पास भी माता, कहते हैं तेरे शान में जो कोई ऊंचे बोल नहीं, भगवान की पास भी माता, तेरे प्यार के मोल नहीं ओ, हम तो यही जने तुझसे भरी संसार की दौलत क्या होगी। हे माँ तेरी सूरत से अलग भगवान की सूरत क्या होगी, क्या होगी। उसको नहीं देखा हमने कभी। This wonderful bhajan tells to us, the bhajanist is saying, Dear Lord, I would like to know if your face is that of my mother. If your face is just like that of my mother. And dear Lord, if your face is not like that of my mother, then I may want to see it. That's what the bhajan is saying. So what the bhajanist is telling us straight, that he adores his mother as his God. Prem se bole Shri Ramchandra Bhagwan ki jai. So it says here that not only ordinary human beings, but great personalities have funneled in your archel. And devotees and friends, heaven and earth is found at your feet, O Divine Mother. O Mother, what other being can reflect Mother's love in the eyes of us all? No one can compare you in greatness and majesty. Even God cannot fathom your love. No richness in the world. Sansar ki daulat kya hogi? No richness in the world can supersede you, O dear Mother. So my dear friends, it says, when you want the sunlight in life, find yourself at the feet of your mother. Prem se bole Shri Ramchandra Bhagwan ki jai. We commence this evening's katha. श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम हरिं ऐं हरिं सरस्वती नमः। ओम श्री गुरु चरण कमलेभ्यो नमो नमः। समूकश्च एकदन्तश्च कपिलो गाजकर्णकम् लंबोदरश्च विघ्नो विघ्नाशो गणदेवते नमः। ओम धूम्रकेतु गणायक्षो बालचंद्रो गाज्यानः द्वादेशतनी नमामि यत्सृणुदयापि वेद्यारम्भे विवाहे च प्रवेशे निर्गमे तथा संग्रमे संकटे च एवं विघ्नं तस्य न जायते। ए जय जय गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय 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 गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय 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 गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय जय श्री गणेश
जय जय भगवान। जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान।
विश्वामित्र बोले हे राजन बलम्बा का पुत्र वहाँ दक्ष इधर इधर उधर धूमत और धौरतम हुआ अति बेहमला होकर आपने शरीर से गिरे वस्त्र और अमुष्यो भी मूल गया था। जय श्री गणेश भगवान वहाँ विनायक खाके भरी में मरगा में ब्रह्मन मोक्ष से तथा भ्रियो से पूछता ताते विनायका जी कहो चले गए हैं। जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान। आप लोगे ने उन्हें कहीं देखा है तो मुझे भट लावे। जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान।
जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान।
हे राजा श्रेष्ठम श्रमितम चिथा भाला वहाँ इधर उधर दृष्टि घूमते हुए शयन भर में चेतना शून्या होकर धरती पर गिरी पर। जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान। इस अनंतराला में उसने स्वप्न में आपने गए एक ब्राह्मण को देखा जिसने उससे यहाँ कया कि अरे भले काम मुझ मूढ़ तुम्हें तुम्हारी अच्छा नुसर वहाँ सब दे दिया है। जय श्री गणेश भगवान जो तुमने भी ध्यान विनायका गणेश जी के दृष्टि गोचर होने पर उनसे मंगता हे राज श्रेष्ठ ऐसा कहा कर उस ब्राह्मण के चले जाने पर निंदी से जगह हुआ सा वहां भलक दुष प्रसन्न चेत हो गया और उसने उस सुधागल के देश में किसी त्यागल उपस्थित थे ब्राह्मण से पूछता जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान
जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान
ए जय जय गणपति जय गणपति जय
गणेश जय गणपति जय गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय जय गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय
So children of God, we remember the katha from last night where Daksh, this young child who have now gotten new life, just by the Lord sending the right person to blow his breath on that child. So, my dear friends, there and then after, as we learned last night, Daksh devoted himself to Vinayaka. And when he did that to Vinayaka, my dear friends, what happened? Vinayaka appeared to him as a Brahmin and then turned himself into the real form of Sri Ganesh. And he told to him, he says, son, I would give you a gift. But if I give you a gift, there is a devotee who may become angry. And to get that gift, you have to find that devotee. And Mudhagala, my dear friends, is the Brahmin. It is the great realized soul that came and bring back, remember this boy, all that his father prayed for 12 years. And the skin was still not in that good state. He did not get well. And then the father, the king, put out the wife and the son. They end up with Vishwamintra. Then they went to my dear friends, from house to house, the mother begging. And in that Shiva Mandir, there the Lord sent this one who was devoted to Sri Ganesh. And there he blew his breath on the boy. And the boy got a new life. So Ganesh Bhagwan, when he blessed him, he says, listen, the only person could give you that gift, could give you that boon, is Mudgal. Let me see if I get it correct. Mudgala, the Brahmin name was. He said, you have to find him. And there the Lord disappeared on him last night. You remember that? And he was asking now, where has Vinayaka gone? Where has Vinayaka gone? My dear friends, you know, if you have acquired a wonderful piece of, valuable something, and you acquire it in one hand and then in a few minutes after you lost it, how would you feel? Wouldn't you be looking for it now because you know the value of it? Yes, you know. So too, my dear friends, the Katha commences this evening by telling us this son of Vallabha, whose name was Daksh, keep running all over looking for Vinayaka. He was asking every Brahmin that he meet on the way. He's looking for Vinayaka. He's looking at everything, my dear friends. Where has Vinayaka gone? And he was nowhere to be seen. It says, in his quest, as he is looking for Vinayaka, he then came across that hermitage of that great sage, Mudagala. Mudagala, an exceptional devotee who is devoted to Gajanan. It is excellent, and he gives security to all his followers. Children of God, here, my dear friends, Sri Ganesha is telling to us that we cannot run away from the saints. There are certain blessings that the saints, the divine people here on earth have to give to you, and he can give it to yourself. So my dear friends, that is the reason why we should not disrespect those divine souls that are walking on this earth, even in this Kali age. How often we believe that we are more, valuable than these souls that are walking there, trying their best to uplift and transform the life of people. Sometimes we do not see their worth. We disrespect them sometimes. But devotees and friends, Gajananam shows us that here because he told to Daksh, he said, I can give you that gift. He said, it is that Brahmin who came and gave you the new life, not me. Yes, that Brahmin is devoted to me. He's very devoted to me, and I knew his power, and that is why I instilled into him the direction so that he can find you. So it is he who have to give to you your blessings. I am very satisfied with your devotion. I cannot say I'm not satisfied. I wish to give you a gift, but I cannot. It is that saint, Mudkala, have to give you that gift. Tulsidas also tells us the same thing, my dear friends. Jai Rama Sita Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. It says Valmiki, Naraji, all of them, because being in company of the divine people, they were able to transform their lives. The Katha continue to tell to us, their Tulsidasji tells to us, Jalatar, Talatar, Namachar, Anana, Jedra, Chaitanya Jiva, Jahana. It says, my dear friends, that from the sky, the creatures of the sky, the creatures of the air, the creatures of the water, the creatures on land, he says, whosoever has ever attained wisdom and glory, salvation and material prosperity, or welfare anywhere, and by any means whatsoever, knows that it is to the result of association with the holy men. There is no other means, either in the world or in the Vedas, to attain this success, but to find yourself in the company of the divine people. And this is what Ganesha is showing here to Daksh. He was, his devotion was so big, his devotion was so deep, that the Lord manifested to him, but the Lord tell him, he said, I wish to give you a gift, but I cannot give you that gift. You have to go to Mudagala to get that gift. You have to go to the scene. Devotees and friends, when you're praying for something, God won't come down with his own hands. He will send you to the right place at the right time. And once you do your devotion with sincerity, you're going to find success in this world. There is no doubt about it, my dear friend. There is no doubt about it. Prem se bole Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan ki. So I showed you from two of our great, narrators. Here Ganesha Bhagavan through Vishwamitra is telling us the same thing. Vishwamitra is narrating what Gajananam, Sri Ganesha have taught us. And here Tulsidasji have given to us what Prabhu Shri Ram has given to us. So my dear friends, can both places be it wrong? Can both places be it wrong? It says the creatures of the sky, the creatures of the water, and the creatures on land. Nobody achieved wisdom, material prosperity, peace, happiness, unless you find yourself in the company of the divine beings. Prem se bole Sri Ganesha Bhagwan ki Jai. So we continue with the Katha. Two of my brothers here, one plays drum, so I would like him to come. I don't know if he could bend the foot a little bit. He's younger than me though. So he go bend it a little bit for a little while, So get yourself ready and come up. Prem se bole Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan ki Jai. So devotees and friends, it says here that this Daksh is wandering about and mentally reflecting now on Mudagala. He's mentally reflecting on him until he reached that stage, It says here that he went to this charming hermitage of many wonders, which surpasses, my dear friends, Alakananda. Alakananda is a city of Kuber. And you know who Kuber is? You all know who Kuber is? Kuber is the Lord of Wealth. So if it passed through that, it tells to you that that city was really, really outstanding. That was the feelings when he reached to the hermitage of Mudagala. Hey, Jai Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati. से निर्मिता गणेश जी की चार भुजाओं और तीन नेत्रों वाली नाना आभूषणी से सुनो प्रीतम विशालाम मूर्ति की विधि बिना सुना सरम श्रीधर उपाचारों से पूजा कर रहे राम। जय श्री गणेश भगवान, जय श्री गणेश, जय जय
भगवान।
जय जय गणपति,
जय गणपति, जय गणेश, जय गणपति, जय गणपति, जय गणेश, जय गणपति, जय गणपति, जय गणपति, जय गणेश,
my dear friends, when Daksh reached in front of that great saint, Mudgala, when he reached in front of Mudgala, he felt, my dear friends, like he have found the jewels that he have lost. Yeah, that's how he felt. And on seeing this great sage, my dear friends, it says, Daksh Dandvatkar. He fell, my dear friends, at the feet of the saint. But he didn't just fall, my dear friends. You know, sometimes, it happened not like me, when the bigger guys come, the bigger guns come around, oh, you just want to touch the foot, you want to fall and let the head bow and touch. Out of a good piece of ego, But my dear friends, it says here when Daksh fell at the feet of this great saint, Mudgala, he said tears started to flow from his eyes. Tears were flowing, tears of love, tears of, achievement. People don't only cry, my dear friends. I shouldn't say that, cry. But tears does not only flow from the eyes of people when they're sad, When they're extremely happy, when they're extremely thankful, when they're extremely appreciative of what have happened in their life. Sometimes they did not expecting certain things to happen. And it happened. The tears flew from their eyes. That's the tears of achievement. The tears of achievement. My dear friends. And this is what happened to this boy who had a renewed life. His father fasted and he did all prayers and everything for 12 years. Nothing happened. And just one saint came and blew his breath on him and he was healed. He too, my dear friends, Daksh, was very much, baffled by it. And so his mother could not explain to him what happened, how the energy of Gajananam worked through this Brahmin and so cured him. And so here, my dear friends, it says, this Daksh bowed on the ground, shedding tears from his eyes. And so, my dear friends, Mudgala asked of him, he says, son, who are you? Where have you come from? How can I remove your pain? Leaving nothing out, tell me everything. After hearing the Brahmin's word and having collected himself together, Kamala's son Daksh then spoke to this great, strong Brahmin, in your presence, O Brahmin, I am going to speak only the truth. I am only going to speak the truth about my purpose. He says, in the country of Karnatak, he said there was a king in that city of Bhanu. He was named Vallabha. And he was correct in his political standings and his political running of the state. He was very wise. This leader of this state, Bhanu, whose name was Vallabha, he says, he understands everything. He was very compassionate. He gave gift. But when his wife, Kamala, gave birth to me, I was not a child that was, everybody would like to have. He says, I had a runny nose at all times. My skin was filled with, sores and so on. I was blind. I was deaf. I was hunchback. And so I always racked up with a cough. When the people of that town, when they saw me, they said to my father, get rid of him. Do not allow him in this city. He says, my father didn't do that. My father for 12 years prayed. He made a considerable effort. Here, my dear friends, remember the Katha night before, Dylan? You remember what the father do this, son? Remember last day, when after 12 years and the father did not get the results he's looking for, he put out the mother and the son? You remember that? But here he is telling the great saint. He didn't say it in a negative way that the father put him out, He said, after a considerable effort, my father did not achieve his goal. He prayed to Maheshwara, and there was no remedy, namely making my body well again. And then because of this violence of his inner feelings, he banished me and my mother. Therefore, in her distressed condition, my mother began wandering from tongue to tongue begging so that we can survive. And there and then, this Brahmin came and he blowed his breath on me. And just by blowing his breath on me, I became well again. He did not know it's Mudhakala that came and blew the breath on him, He's saying this Brahmin came and blew the breath on me, and I did not know how it happened. I'm still amazed. He said just the same way as Ahilya was when Prabhu Sri Ram touched her when she was a stone and she came back into that form of the woman. You all remember that katha well from Ramayana. Prem se bole Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. So I have obtained a celestial body, strong vowed stage, yet this was something I did not understand, nor could my mother explain it to me, but I was amazed, and I resolved in my heart, since I have gained this celestial body, by virtue of the breeze from his body, the same, then whenever I see him, I will assume this body. He says, only when I see that saint who have blown that breath on me, would I be able to accept this body which he have given to me, this celestial body. Prem se bole Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. Let us listen again. Jai Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati.
जय जय भगवान। जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान।
आपके शरीर के समरकाम में आए हुए पवन की स्यारशा से मेरे शरीर के दोष समता खो गए। हे सदा व्रत बाले ब्रह्मन आपके कृपा से मुझे दिव्य शरीर प्राप्त हुआ है। जैसे कि प्राचीन काल में भगवान राम के चरण का स्वर्गापत्थान करके शील रूप में स्थितान अहल्यां को दिव्य शरीर प्राप्त हुआ था। मुझे ते कुछ भी ज्ञान नहीं था। तब मैंने आचार्यान्वत होकर आपने मन में यह निश्चय किया कि जिसके शरीर के संपर्क में आए हुए पवन के सर्वक्षा से मुझे दिव्य शरीर प्राप्त हुआ है। जय श्री गणेश जय जय
भगवान।
जय जय गणपति बोल।
जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय गणपति जय गणपति जय गणेश जय गणपति जय जय।
प्रेम से बोले श्री गणेश भगवान की। It says, after wandering around for many days with this intention, Ganesha, that one who is so compassionate, appeared before me, resembling so many suns. You know, it says when Ganesha appeared in front of me, it was like a great sunshine came up. My dear friends, I want to tell to you this evening, any one of you allow the Lord to take control of your life. It's not that it could be like 100-watt bulb, eh? But wherever you go, people will feel that aura, people will feel that vibration, they will feel that light. When you talk to them, they will feel energized. When a wicked person talks to you, you want to run away one time, you feel like you're in darkness. You feel like you're in the doldrum. Not so, Omar? When things not going well, my dear friends, and you walk to the divine person, if that person tells to you that that is your trouble and you see about it, that is not a divine person. The divine person will make every effort to help get you out of it. Prem se bole Shri Ramchandra Bhagavan ki jai. To the divine person, nobody becomes enemy. To the divine person, no matter how much you try to cut. You remember that wonderful katha from Ramcharitamanas, where it says that the axe was cutting down at the sandalwood tree? It will destroy the tree. When the axe is cutting down the tree would not stand up anymore. The tree is going to fall. But by nature, the sandalwood tree is to give its sweet smelling scent. And when after the axe cut down the tree, my dear friends, and you take the axe and you smell the axe, what happened? The kind of sweetness you're going to smell on the axe. The tree know that it's going to die, yet still by nature he's to give the sweetness, and he never stopped giving the sweet. So is the saint. The saint is to give his divine bliss, to give his divine teachings, his divine thoughts, his divine touch to all. And no matter who you are, Nirav, you give that love to everyone, every single one. Prem Sabulishinam Chanda Bhagavani Ki Jai. So, devotees and friends, it tells to us here, it says that after I had heard that speech, my heart thrilled, and I eulogized Gajananam with many eulogies, and then pleased. Prem Sabali Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan Ki. So we hear the katha now as it continues again. Jai Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganapati, Jai 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 Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganapati, Jai Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganapati, Jai
जय जय भगवान, जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान।
तब उन्होंने वहाँ ब्रह्मन रूपा त्याग कर अया रूपा धरण किया। गणेश जी का वहाँ रूपाचार मुझो वाला महाकाय मुकुट से सुशेष भीतम मस्तक भालतां। जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान। वे आपने चारों होयो में क्रमशः परशु करमल मल और मेढकाम धरण किए हुए थे। जय श्री गणेश भगवान। वेद दिव्या वस्त्राधरण किए हुए थे तथा उनके ढंटा एवं सुंदकाम अग्रम भाग दीति मन हो रहा था। जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान। उनके कानों में धरण किए हुए दोनों कुंडल धूम सूर्य भीम को। जय श्री गणेश जय जय
भगवान, जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान।
जय जय गणपति, जय गणपति, जय गणेश जय जय गणपति, जय गणपति, जय गणेश जय गणपति। हरि बोल।
जय गणपति, जय गणपति, जय गणेश जय गणपति, जय जय गणपति, जय गणपति, जय गणेश
Shakti Devi Durga Mata Ki, Parvati Mata Ki. And so, devotees and friends, the katha continues. And it says, after wandering around for many days with the intention, Ganesh, that great one of compassion, appeared before me. It says, Gajananan, the god of gods, was satisfied with our austerity. And on seeing him, Kamala, my mother, gained the desires she had wished for in her heart. It says here, since you have become exhausted from wandering around, and this is now the saint talking to him, he says, as a result of having undertaken a vow for a particular aim, I, Mudhakala, an excellent Brahmin, had appeared to you. So he now tells him, he says, I who appeared to you, I who came to you, after I heard that speech, my heart thrilled, and I eulogized Gajananan with many eulogies. And then, pleased, he said, O wise boy, choose a boon. So I told him of all my mind's desire, and he had abandoned his form as a Brahmin and took another form. And that Brahmin Mudakala, my dear friends, take the form of Ganesh Bhagwan with the 4 arms, large 4 arms like the first Murti there. Mudakala takes that form. And so, my dear friends, it says, you came with the axe, a lotus in your hands, a garland, and the sweet meat. The axe, my dear friends, is to take away all the negative. The lotus, my dear friends, is to help lift and transform the life. The garland is that you have extended your love to me. And the sweetmeats, which is the delicacies, the mithai, that, my dear friends, is the sattvic good. You have instilled into me this divine celestial form. It says, and you was wearing that celestial garment. Your trunk and your tusk was shining. My dear friends, the trunk of that elephant, Ganesha carries the elephant, head, not by mistake. That trunk, my dear friends, can take up the smallest a pin on the ground. And that same trunk can hold a whole tree and root it out. Ganesh Bhagwan, my dear friends, gives us that assurance that nothing, no problem is too small for me to deal with, and no problem is too big that I cannot find a solution for. My dear friends, then tell to me, why can't we not surrender ourselves to Bhagwan Ganesha? We are saying commit yourself just for 1 year and see how Sri Ganesha works for you. Prem Subhare Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan Ki Jai. So, my dear friends, then after I have seen that form, I became filled with joy in the same way as the ocean becomes filled when the tide comes in on the full moon night. At that very moment, the form disappeared before. And so, when I waked up, I felt like I had a dream. You remember from last evening? The katha ended where Gajananan ran away from him and tell to him, find Mudakala. And he says, when that form of Gajananan moved away from me, I felt like I had a dream, and I wake up now and I have lost all that I gained in the dream. Prem se bole Shri Ganesh Bhagwan ki Jai. Let us do now the final set of verses for this evening. Jai Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganapati, Jai Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganapati, Jai Jai Ganapati, Jai Ganapati, Jai Sri Ganesh, Jai Jai Bhagavan. Jai Sri Ganesh, Jai Jai Bhagavan. He Priprat Dhanam Taram Prasanna Chetanam Kar Aapke Sameep Aaya Hoon. आप मुद्गल भी हैं और जगनन गणेश भी आप एक्सक्यूज मी है और जो गजानन है वही मुद्गाल भी है मेरे मन में यहाँ आभासिता हुआ जय श्री गणेश
जय जय भगवान
उससे ऐसे भजन सुनाकर मुद्काल के यहाँ वह क्या कहे हे कमला के पुत्र तुम भाग्यशाली कृत कृतया और भक्ति करने वाले हो जय श्री गणेश
जय जय भगवान जय श्री गणेश जय जय भगवान
जय श्री गणेश जय भगवान
जय श्री गणेश जय भगवान
जय जय गणपति जय गणपति Having heard the speech, my dear friends, Muddagala spoke these words, and he says, O son of Kamala, you have done your duty successfully, and you are devout. Nobody can describe the glory of your devotion. It says, I, Muddagala, I have performed very intense austerities for 1,000 years. Yet, I have never seen a God like this, who is the Lord of all worlds, the teacher of all beings, moving and non-moving, the teacher, the constant guide, that one who is master of the Rajas, Sattva and Tamas, and the foundation of the Gunas, who have created the bodies of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, who is the creator of beings and the manifestation and the basic elements of creation. He say, but you is indeed blessed to have that vision of Gajananan, who have manifestedly seen I praise your feet as you are really, really a great devotee. Prem se bole Sri Ganesha Bhagwan ki. And so Mudhakala then again instill that one mantra of Ganesha to this boy, and that mantra is Om Gam. And so devotees and friends, it says, it blessed him, and he told him, he said, Ganesh Bhagwan will always bless you. You will always have the privilege of practicing devotion. And after you have enjoyed all the worldly enjoyment, you will attain liberation after death. You deserve it, and you have worked your way to it. Prem se bole Sri Ganesha Bhagwan ki Jai. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat. Dinesh sing a bhajan, then Pandit Jai will sing a bhajan, and then we'll have Aarti. Ravi Karo looking for you. Hey, you want to sing, Omar? Yeah, after Dinesh.
दया धर्म मूल है, नरक मूल अभिमान। तुलसी दया न तुराए, ये जब तक घट में प्राण। ओ मगन भय तुलसी, राम गुण गाय के मगन भय तुलसी। राम गुण गाय के मगन भय तुलसी। राम गुण गाय के हो, राम गुण गाय के। राम गुण गाय के हो, राम गुण गाय के मगन भय, हे मगन भय तुलसी। राम गुण गाय के मगन भय तुलसी। राम गुण गाय के मगन भय तुलसी। राजा चलते हाथे गोरा पल किस जाए के। राजा चले हाथे गोरा, राजा चले हाथे गोरा पल किस जाए के। साधु चले भूये भूये, साधु चले भूये भूये, शिव की बजाय के मगन भय तुलसी। हे राम गुण गाय के मगन भय तुलसी। राम गुण गाय के हो, राम गुण गाय के। राम गुण गाय के हो, राम गुण गाय के मगन भय, हे मगन भय तुलसी। राम गुण गाय के मगन भय तुलसी। राम गुण गाय के मगन भय तुलसी। राजा चले महल तो मलहा, कमर बिछाए के। राजा चले महल तो महला, राजा चले महल तो महला, कमर बिछाए के। साधु चले भूये भूये, साधु चले भूये, मृग छाला बजाए के मगन भय तुलसी। हे राम गुण गाय के मगन भय तुलसी। राम गुण गाय के हो, राम गुण गाय के। राम गुण गाय के हो, राम गुण गाय के मगन भय, हे मगन गाय के मगन भये तुलसी। राजा कोए फूले कचौरी लड्डू के मंगाए के, राजा चूले फूले कचौरी, राजा चले फूले कचौरी लड्डू के मंगाए के। साधु कहे रोके सुके, साधु कहे रोके सुके, होगा बजाए के मगन भये तुलसी। हे राम गुण गाय के मगन भये तुलसी। राम गुण गाय के हो रामा गुण गाय के, राम गुण गाय के हो रामा गुण गाय के मगन भये तुलसी। राम गुण गाय के मगन भये तुलसी। राम गुण गाय के मगन भये तुलसी। राम गुण गाय के मगन भये तुलसी।
जय हो।
ओम गम गम गणपते विनायका, ओम गम गम गणपते विनायका।
ओम गम गम गणपति विनायका, ओम गम गम गणपति विनायका।
गम गम गणपते विनायका, गम गम गणपते विनायका। ओम गम गम गणपते विनायका, ओम गम गम गणपते विनायका।
विनायका
ओ विनायका,
विनायका विनायका
विनायका। ओ गम गम गणपते विनायका,
ओ गम गम गणपते विनायका।
क्रिस्तपसीदा विनायका, क्रिस्तपसीदा विनायका, क्रिस्तपसीदा विनायका। लंबोदराय विनायका,
लंबोदराय विनायका।
ओम गम गम गणपते विनायका,
ओ गम गम गणपते विनायका।
गम गम गणपते विनायका।
ओ गम गम गणपते विनायका।
गणेश भगवान की जय. Is it time, Devmar? 5 to 9? Give me your scale now. May you all please stand. Coconut for cracking, please. Let us all pray. Hari whatever wish, whatever desire you have in your heart, not only those with the coconut, but all of you, you pray now to Ganesha. Om Samukascha Ekadantascha Kapilogajakarnakam Lambodarasacha Victo Viganasham Ganadipatiye Namaham. Om Dhumraketu Ganayaksho Balachandro Gajianaham Dwadeshatani Namami Yatsrinudayapim Vidyarambe Vivahe Cha Pravishe Nirgame Tatham Sangrame Sankate Chevam Vignam Tasya Na Jayate. Om Gam Ganapati Namaha. Om Gam Ganapati Namaha. Om Gam Ganapati Namaha. Om Sri Ganesha Bhagwan ki. Crack your coconut and start the arati. All those who are assisting with the arati, come forward. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Deva. Mata Tero Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Mata Tero Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesha Deva. Mata Tero Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Mata Tero Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Ladhuvanta Bhogla ke Sant kar seva. Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha, Jai Ganesha Deva. Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesha Deva. Mata Tero Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Mata Tero Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesha Deva. Mata Tero Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Mata Tero Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Ek dant dhayavant char bhujadhari. Ek dant dhayavant char bhujadhari. Mastak sindur sohe mush ki sawari. Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesha Deva. Mata Tero Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Mata Tero Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Aur chadhave pooch chadhave, aur chadhave meva. Aur chadhave pooch chadhave, aur chadhave
गणेश को, गणपति गणेश को, उमापति महेश को मेरा ही प्रणाम है, मेरा ही प्रणाम है।
गणपति गणेश को, गणपति गणेश को, उमापति महेश को मेरा ही प्रणाम है, मेरा ही प्रणाम है।
गणपति गणेश को, गणपति गणेश को, उमापति महेश को मेरा ही प्रणाम है, मेरा ही प्रणाम।
गणपति गणेश को, गणपति गणेश को, उमापति महेश को मेरा ही प्रणाम है, मेरा ही प्रणाम है।
शंकर भोले बाबा को, शंकर भोले बाबा को, डमरू बजाने वाले को मेरा ही प्रणाम है,
Let us all pray. Dear Lord, we have completed 7 evenings of your discourse and 8 days of devotion from installation. Dear Lord, today we pray and we ask of you, as we move towards Visurgence tomorrow morning, dear Lord, you guide us and you protect us. Touch each and every one in a special way this evening, dear Lord. They all come to give you thanks for blessing us, for gracing to us this peace and this happiness. Those who are ailing and need your miraculous hands of healing, Bhagwan, you touch them with your healing hands today. Those hearts that are hurting, dear Lord, embrace them with your arms of compassion this evening. Those who are confused, dear Lord, give them the lamp of your knowledge so that they can choose the right path. Hey Bhagwan, those who are entangled into this worldly path, show them the gem of bhakti. Allow that bhakti, that Ganga, the Yamuna and the Saraswati to flow within the hearts of all. So bhakti, knowledge and vidhi, the correct procedures will happen in our lives. Bhagwan, we your children surrender at your feet this evening. Accept our prayer. Children of God, say a prayer in your heart at this moment. It's not the words that come from your lips, but the thoughts flowing from your heart. Bhagwan will hear this evening. Flow your message to Bhagwan Ganesh from your heart this evening. Om Asato Ma Sate Gamayam Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamayam Mrityorama Amritam Gamayam Om Tvameva Matam Chapita Tvamevam Tvameva bandho chasika tvamevam Tvameva vidya dravinam tvamevam Tvameva sarvam mama deva devam Tvameva sarvam mama deva devam Tvameva sarvam Deva Deva. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Aaj Shakti Parvati Devi Mata ki, Ganesh Bhagwan ki, Shankar Bhagwan ki, Sanatan Dharma ki, Om Sri Guru Devata ki, Jai Jai Sitaram. All please have your seats. Arti and Prasad will come to you, meals a day for all. This evening again, I want to recognize with us again this evening, Councillor Ramdan had made the second evening with us. And my dear friends, while the Arti and the Prasad coming along, I will ask the President to just do a vote of thanks. The President will now do a little vote of thanks while the arti is coming, so we're not taking away from your time. I have already taken a few minutes of your time. Prem se bole Sri Ganesh Bhagwan ki jai.
Sitaram, everyone. First of all, let me say that we cannot have had a successful yajna without the grace of God and Ganesh Bhagwan's blessing. So I'd like to thank everyone who contributed, whether financially, with the decoration, anything that you helped with, I say thanks very much. To our spiritual leaders, Pandit Vishnu Ramsamir and Pandit Jai. Well, your guidance is what allowed this successful yajna, and we ask God to continue blessing you both to guide us in the right path. So thank you, everyone. Please reach home safely, and Sitaram.
Tomorrow morning, you're going to go ahead.
So tomorrow morning is our Visarjan. We'll be meeting here for 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. And we will be doing the bathing of our murtis and everything here. And then we leave to go to Kali Bay. There is a maxi provided, no charge to anyone. So anyone wishes to go with the maxi, please let Anushka know. And yeah, so we leave here at around 9-ish.
Quarter
Right?
past 9.
Yeah, so we meet in here for 8 o'clock to do all our puja and everything here. So when we reach at Kali Bay, just do Arti and Visarjan. Anything else? And from tomorrow night, we go to Felicity to continue Yajna with the Felicity Ganesh Utsav committee there. So feel free to join us at Felicity as well. Thanks.
Okay. It's at the home of Ganesh Raghunanan. It's as you reach to the end of Pier Road and you turn right like you're going down to the cremation site in Felicity. It is about a few hundred yards down. There are 2 elephants and you will see the big tent in the yard. So it is at Ganesh Raghunanan's residence in Felicity. And we start there tomorrow and finish on Wednesday night. On Thursday morning, bright and early, would be Visarjan there. A beautiful Visarjan always takes place there because they have a 10-feet murti and that goes up with a crane way up in the air and then come back down in the river and all of that. So it's very colorful also. So if you who can join at 7 a.m. down at the riverside close next to the Lakan Career cremation site, you can also join us down there for the Visarjan of Felicity. Tomorrow is our Visarjan though, down at Kali Bay. Prem Sabale Sri Ganesha Bhagwan ki. Something again I had to tell you all and I can't remember now.
Also, as a reminder, from the next Wednesday, not this Wednesday coming, from next Wednesday, our weekly satsang continues as normal. So we meet here at 6:30 or so to start offerings. Puja start at 5:30, so if you wish to come for puja, no problem, but satsang starts around 7 every Wednesday. Our Naratam this year will also be in the form of a murti, where we will go and do a Visarjan as well. So we will send out invitations to everybody when installation and everything will be taking place for the Naratam. So please join with us on our weekly satsang. Thank you.
Okay, I now remember what I had to tell to you all. So, we have quite a number of people who have been doing the Vrat, some for 9, 10 years, and some for 3, 4 years. They're going now. But I don't think I see any new people taking the mala this year just yet. So I'm looking for a few new people. All you have is just 1 year without meat, fish, and eggs. And on the 4th day after the full moon, you come right here and we do Ganesh Puja within that time. So, my dear friends, um, you know, I have this amount still remaining, plus I have 3 packs in a corner there in a bag waiting if all you want, all you're going to get today. Prem se bole Sri Ganesh Bhagwan ki jai. But it seems as though we are afraid to fast for the year. No meat, no fish, no eggs, no alcohol for the 1 year. That's all. You have everything else to eat and drink. Dylan, what you say? Young Jit, what you say?
कबीरा जब हम पैदा हुए जग हंसे हम रोए कबीरा जब हम